Hello and welcome back to yet another Xiao Ben Ekko game review, and this one's called The Reason Ekko Should Hide R. And I mean, I know the reason. I guess let's see what his reason is here. I can tell you the biggest reason is, like, of course, just the enemies won't have the info if you have ult, and then also it allows you, especially in higher elo where people are more aware, it allows you to hit more ults. I assume he will ult back here, yeah. Nice. And like, I'm not kidding if when I'm saying that this hiding R, it provides value in at least like 80% of my games at the moment. Oh damn, there's a Grandmaster game as well. Very nice, very nice. And he's playing with magical footwear. And see, like, the higher the elo is, the more likely he is to play with this kind of setup instead of Scorch, I guess. Because in all of these last videos where he was playing in Diamond and Master, he was always playing Scorch. But in games where the enemies are a little bit better and he has a little less solo kill pressure, I guess, even though he just solo killed him, he still goes for this, I guess. Probably just more consistent. I mean, even though I feel like that matchup is one where you can hit quite a lot of Qs, right? And like it does for sure. It's for sure you're for sure able to hit a bunch of Qs because it's a melee matchup. But yeah, I don't know. Also here he started Q, and like in almost all of the other videos he just started E, by the way. But this is how you need to play Ekko, right? Like, you really need to play Ekko like this. Just no fear, no fear. Like, I also play, whenever I play Ekko mid, I'm way too scared, but if you play like this, you can win basically any lane. No joke, but I think the Z matchup is one where if you are better, then it's probably even an easy matchup, I would say. Like, Z for sure always has outplay potential as the champ, but like, generally I think it's a somewhat easy matchup because that doesn't have any CC, and like, you can use your E and whatever, of course, to dodge his abilities, right? And then he is just gonna miss a lot of damage, and that was very nice. Or he even lives. Very close though. By the way, guys, like, I might have been convinced that Dark Harvest is not that bad, actually. I'll for sure make videos about it. You can see he's using the W to, well, I mean, that should have been able to get that cannon with the W, but he mistimed it. No, but I think Dark Harvest, especially if you're better than your opponents, I think it's actually it's like a win harder rune, which is not bad for Ekko. It's really not, and it also allows you to get more last hits, like on the kills, you know. Which is like something where I often feel like I lose games because I don't get enough of the kills, and Dark Harvest just makes it more likely that I get some of the, or like more of the kills, I guess. Yeah, I'm not fully convinced yet. I only played a couple of games yesterday on stream with it, but it definitely felt not bad, to be fair. Like, most of those games went pretty well, and like, even games, like, the thing I think I was most wrong about is like, I felt like when you're not able to stack it early, it's a completely worthless rune, but I feel like that's not the case. I think oftentimes the game just starts accelerating in the mid game, and then you still get like enough stacks and whatever, and it's not a worthless rune at all. Yeah, nice dive. They just basically, like, wait, I feel like they didn't even perfectly chain CC her. I feel like she could have ulted. I'm not sure, maybe she didn't have ult. Yeah, see, like, the Renekton didn't even W her. I mean, it looked like he W'd her, but there was no CC bar above the Camille's head. Okay, so I mean, now if you're 3-0 with Ekko mid, you should be looking to just run the map, usually, especially with the Relentless Hunter. I've also been running the Dark Harvest setup without any, like, without the sorcery, and it still feels like you deal enough damage for some reason, interestingly enough. Ooh, that was so good, you know, the way he didn't step into his W and just waited for her to pull herself, man. That was so good. I mean, also, honestly, a little bit of a mistake by the Camille to not just wait until the W expired completely. I think then she might have lived, but still very nice. He's gonna die for plating. there's a Talia here. And the Zed is not out of the game, honestly. He's not. He's level 8. Although, I mean, he just died and didn't even really deal damage. I'm sure if he would have played, like, perfect or whatever, he could have probably still killed. You can see he's pinging for the kill, and, like, nobody is questioning him. Everyone knows. Everyone in these games knows Ekko is a disgusting champ with a lot of kills. And he really is. Nice. Yeah, you can see, like, he rocket belts behind the edge, so he just, like, I'm always saying this, it doesn't matter how exactly you do the combos, it matters that you proc your passive. And this is how you often might be able to proc your passive, just by using the rocket belt to reposition behind the enemies. Oh wow. Slightly mistimed it here. Next TP. Okay, no, he's just ulting in and this guy should be dead. Oh, well. I don't know what they were thinking, honestly. TPing next to a 6-0 Ekko, but it is Grandmaster Korea. I don't know, like, people in this server, they just don't care. I feel like they just play the lane, and if they lose lane, they just start inting. This is not even Korea, right? It's China. But yeah, same server, honestly. Playstyle wise, I guess. I think from what I've heard from mid-piece is even like Korea's a little bit more controlled in like high elo. Like in Korea, in the Chinese super server, people just really only play to show off their mechanics, basically. Definitely very close here. Let's see, I feel like Camille is a champ that you often can't beat, like unless you're Omega ahead, which I guess he is here. Yeah, he has the Nashors. Also, with the Dark Harvest setup, I think Lich Bane might be better. And I think Lich Bane in general might be generally better in this meta where everyone deals so much damage that you really can't tank much. Because with Nashors, you will automatically tank more if you want the full Nashors value. And with Lich Bane, if you play correctly, it feels like you really don't take a lot of damage. And like that's probably how Ekko is supposed to be played, you know, kit-wise. He is supposed to be played as like a very difficult to punish champion that just goes in and out of fights very quickly and overwhelms his enemies like that. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna keep trying the Lich Bane Dark Harvest setup. He gets stunned, wait. That's so odd, honestly. The fact that he gets stunned by the Talia E here when it's like the hitbox is here and he especially already rocket belted before it was even out and he still stunned him. That's like, bro. Definitely a little bit weird. I think he just ulted here to have some extra HP so he can go on the Talia. Well, he dies for it though. He was surprisingly tanky there, I have to say. Yeah, like his team is actually not winning that hard, to be fair. Like it's really just him here. But if you are in this position as Ekko, you can usually carry, especially against the team that he's playing against. I think it's not a very difficult game. I mean, it's also not the easiest game. They have Camille and whatever. As I said, I mean, you can see right now because he's so fat, he can deal with her. But if he was a little bit less fat and the Camille was doing a bit better, then I think it's not that easy to usually kill her because of her passive. And then also she can ult and whatever to dodge your passive procs. You can just make it really difficult for you to kill her. And then Nautilus, of course, also. Like, Nautilus is not the most difficult champ to deal with, he really isn't. But he also provides some amount of CC, of course. I mean, I know they just aced them, basically, so they will get Nash. And now the game is quite, like, quite a lot in their favor. For sure. so weird that the Camille stayed on bot there and kept pushing and died. Oh, followed the flash. Actually also had that happen surprisingly often recently, where I just followed flashes and whatever. You can see he doesn't even care. Like, if you want to win games, then you should often just take those towers and just like join up with your team afterwards. Really. Just ignore the noise. You can tell also in this game he's really focused. He really didn't say many things. In some of his like diamond games and whatever, he talked way more. Just very methodical, right? Like taking one lane after the other. Not risking anything. His team's not really. I don't know if his team should be with him here. Maybe they should be, I guess, because they already got all the other lanes. Maybe they're just waiting for the Rek'Sai anyways here. Okay, they're engaging. Well, probably gonna end now. Very solid game, for sure. And also, at least it was like a higher elo game than most of the other games, so definitely impressive. Ding.
Okay, yeah.
Alright guys, if you enjoyed the video, be sure to leave a like. As always, if you have someone you want me to take a look at. There was actually someone that I also wanted to take a look at, some Hail of Blades Ekko. I will do that at some point. And yeah, but if you have anyone else, then be sure to tell me about them, and watch the next one. Bye.